Okay guys, welcome back. So today is a little bit different. This off season we actually have a little bit of time, which is very odd, but today I'm getting dirt bikes out. While I was gone in Florida, Dad pretty much got, I think, everything at the shop up and running. So three-wheeler, we'll go look at that when I get to the shop, and then he also got his dirt bike out. It's been, I'll tell the story later, but basically it's been out of commission for like 4 to 5 years, and it ended up being simple fix. So I was like, hey, this is a nice weekend today in Arkansas. It's gonna be like 75 this Saturday. Super nice. So I was like, let's get the dirt bikes and me and Megan, you could go ride. So that's the plan. I got them out, get ready to clean them. Gonna take them to the shop and then get them running, and then hopefully we'll go ride dirt bikes if we can find a trail and everything works. But that's the plan for right now. Okay, so I just got them washed up, cleaned up, all that. Get my arm stuck. But so my bike is a Yamaha 125. It's always been so hard to start. Like, it does not want to start. I kickstarted it like 5 kicks. It probably hadn't run in 2 years. I'd say it's running good. Yeah, like used to it didn't, like, it's a hard bike to start. But it started just like that and it's running good. So Meg's is the problem because hers is, it's a Honda 150, but it's a super new bike. Like, it's not got hardly any riding time on it, but it's only electric start, which is stupid. So battery's dead in it, and so we tried starting it down the hill, but that didn't work. So it's gotta go to the shop, see if battery's a problem or what. So take that there, but mine works. Surprising. So I was at the house helping Mom with her new refrigerator that she just got. Dad actually got the bike out before I even got here. Checked it, put the battery on the charger, and it actually took a charge. It's running. Obviously it's idling super high right now, but he took the carburetor off, cleaned it up. I was gonna do it, but he literally already had it done. I like backed out by the time I pulled up. So yeah, it's running high, but at least the battery took a charge.
Idle was really high on, I mean the idle set screw, almost like it was, you know, last time we rode it, we had to idle it up because the carburetor was really bad or something.
That makes sense. What's odd is that this one was probably rode since mine has been ridden, and this one had like gummy gas in it, and like it was nasty compared to mine. Very odd.
Sounds good though.
It does. This bike, what, you get it from Megan like 2013? 2013, so it really new. Yeah, it literally doesn't have hardly any hours on it. Like, it's a new bike. But the worst part about it is this push to start, because it doesn't have a kick. You can't kick start it as an option. It is only push to start. So when that battery dies, it's a pain.
When the battery dies, you're done.
Yep.
There goes the carburetor again.
The carburetor's leaking. But anyways, looks like the bikes are going to be easier to go. So I didn't update on mine. So mine was just so easy, like kick, and like it's first kick every time and it starts, which that's probably like, duh, like that's easy, not cool. No, that's awesome, because for some reason that bike has always been so hard to start. Like, it starts really great once it's running, but the first startup after it's sat a while, you just kick and kick and kick and kick and kick and kick. So like the shock on my face when it actually started and then continue to do it was funny. So anyway, so mine's working, hers is working. I guess we really don't have to do any maintenance. We thought we were going to have to, so that's pretty cool that we can just go ride. But I think we're just going to go ride dirt roads and stuff, like not actually trail ride, because we need to get stickers for our bikes where we're at, so that way we can go actually trail ride and get a trail map, because it's been so long. So, and Megan has to take pictures on Saturday. Sunday it's supposed to rain. So anyways, so I think Dad and I are just going to go out and like ride dirt roads and stuff just for fun on Saturday. So I was hoping we could go trail ride, but we can do that later. There he goes. Looks like it's running. So as I mentioned, Dad got everything running this past weekend. So that's his dirt bike. And this is a 3-wheeler. There's a little 3-wheeler down in the shop too, but
And a little 4-wheeler.
a little 4-wheeler. We went down there the other day to look at my Nova, and I was sitting there. It kind of looks sad. So
I've still got to do some work to it. What I figured out after all these years, I don't know, what have I had that close to 20 years?
yeah, at least
It's been sitting for, what did we decide? Maybe
I wasn't here for that.
Meg was like 2, maybe not even 2 when I parked it. So anyway, for a long time, 18 years or something. So I bought it. I knew that it didn't have the right motor in it, but I couldn't remember what they said. Turns out it's a 185 bottom end and a 200 top end, and they did a really bad job. It's leaking oil, so I got new gaskets ordered for it. It's a pull start instead of a kick start, and a semi-automatic instead of a clutch. So, but it runs good. It runs fast and strong.
Yeah, I was out there riding it the other day. My dad's been riding it. Mom even rode it.
Yeah, it's fun. Put new tires on it. Tires were rotted on the back.
So basically, this kind of also started because we've been talking about going to the desert too. Really want to make time to go to the desert or do something next year, because this is the first year that we've had, like, both of our cars aren't, like, torn apart now.
Think about that. Our cars are running. My COE's about to be running.
Do you guys want another update on this? Because it's lots changed on it.
Right.
Okay, so lots of updates. Where do you want to start? What's your favorite?
Have you shown them the frame yet?
Okay, so update on the last one, in case you guys haven't seen. So basically, where we stood last time, he just put the square tubing here, or I think he was about to. Anyways, we saw the 4-link was on the floor, but it wasn't mounted yet. Kind of had an idea. I don't think you saw the wishbone. There's been a lot done. So basically, everything you've done that's cool has not been shown yet.
It's literally rolling and on its own suspension now. So the rear end's been narrowed 5 inches. I put this bar in. So you've seen this?
They haven't seen this. They saw it was narrowed. So
okay, so I put this bar in and it's all welded to the housing. So I built the 4-link. This slides in and out. It's like almost like a hydraulic cylinder. It's machined so perfect. But the wishbone works really good. The airbags are in and aired up. The shocks are off of an Avalanche. They're brand new, but they fit an Avalanche, so they're 8 inches of travel. So I literally have 4 and 4.
So I can't show you right now because it's not actually hooked up with air.
It is hooked up.
Well, I mean, like, you don't have.
Yeah, I have to air it up.
Yeah, he doesn't have like the air pump or anything. So like. So, not going to do that right now, but I have a video I'll put here. It's pretty cool to see it go from all the way up to all the way down. It's a lot of travel. Okay, then the cab has been a lot of work.
The cab is, so all these months it's been sitting here. I built all the front pivot stuff, it's basically like a roll cage up front. There's lots of tubing in there, and it looks like maybe a waste, but since there's no inner fenders and anything to hold the front together, that holds the front together, but it also acts as this is a big pivot block. It splits so I can take the body off, but that's all machined to fit that pipe really good. So I put it on there and never have tilted the cab because it's not ready. But yesterday I tilted the cab for the first time and it worked really good.
So something that was an issue with the cab tilting was the steering, to keep the steering how he wanted, because they haven't seen the column yet either. So he's got the column in here, right? He's got this tested with seat and everything. So the steering and how it hooked was an issue. But he's got something pretty trick figured out here. So
I didn't want milk truck steering. I don't want straight up and down. So many of these cab overs people build, they put the column out of the floor down here and run it down to the steering box. Well, I've turned my steering box straight up. You know, that steering box used to point back. This was a motorhome chassis, but it's basically a 1-ton Chevy truck chassis. So I've turned it up and I've redone all this. The idler arm is pointing straight up. So all that works really good. But to do the steering, there's no way when I tilt the cab, this comes out here 2 feet. You know, there's no way to leave it hooked up. So what I did was this is part of a stock pickup truck, double D, and this 3/4 double D slides inside of it. I'll show you. But to have that geometry like that and to work properly without feeling tight spots in the steering wheel, that double U joint works good. I made this piece. So what I do to tilt the cab, I'll have a 1/2-inch wrench up here somewhere all the time. But I made these pieces come apart, and I offset the hole so there's no way to get the steering wheel out of whack. This hooks to the steering column, and then this just slides out of the way, so it's ready to go now. So that's
literally, that's it.
That's all. I mean, I just have to tighten the bolts up and loosen them, but
yeah,
it fits back together. It registers in there, so it's really
super
easy
quick
to put together.
Yeah, so now that that's disconnected, you can actually tilt the cab. And that works really well. He just ordered cylinders for it, so that way he can get working on that, and then the pump's gonna be mounted in here.
Yeah, the hydraulic pump will be in here. I'll have a remote control. One of the buttons on my keychain will tilt the cab, and the other one will lock and unlock the door.
And you're getting ready to see how it tilts, or what it's gonna look like tilted and it tilting, but there's so much more room to work. Like, he can get to the motor, everything's gonna be so easy.
Right now we've just got the hoist. It's noisy, but you know, I made this yesterday just to see if the cab would tilt.
Look at it go! And it's gonna really do this on its own. So this isn't gonna fall or anything. It's got hooks and everything.
I can literally, just for this purpose, I'm going to tilt. Let me hook this back up. The cab's really balanced well, but instead of hanging it on that, that's so the cab's tilted. When the bed's on, it'll be right here. So I've got like a front door.
Look at all that room to work.
Look, I can get in here and work on the water pump, the radiator, the injectors. I'll be able to change the plugs down here. We just ordered all the stainless. So we got stainless flanges, U-bends, collectors, tubing, mufflers. And I'm going to use those U-bends over the axle. So the headers will come here, 3-inch all the way to mufflers, over the rear end, and exit out behind the tire.
So I saw somebody tell me, they're like, cab overs are a pain because like they're talking about them being hard to work on. That's easier to work on than anything we have, I think.
I mean,
you can literally walk right up to it and work on it.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Once the steering's unhooked, see how up here where the steering's at now. You know, there's no way that steering column just stay hooked up. So that literally takes 2 minutes to put back together.
Yeah.
And these giant pins, this is all tigged on the back, so those 3/4-inch pins and these rubber grommets go through holes in the floor. I'll reach behind the seats and pop, you know, 2 tractor pins out and unhook the steering, and the cab's ready to tilt.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. It looks cool.
It's just so easy to work on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to make everything so easy.
So that's that. Like he said, he's getting ready to do exhaust and then headers and all that. So there'll be more updates coming later. Get the actual cylinders hooked up so it can do this on its own. But I'd say it's making progress. You said you're getting pretty close to being able to disassemble it. So you can start.
I'm going to put 2 big cylinders, one from here up there and one on the other side. And they'll hook to that pump. And that'll tilt the cab. But then I got to get the radiator mount. I got to box the frame, weld all these holes, finish welding that up. The front under the cab forward is just mocked up. It's just cut and tacked together. Everything from here back's done. So I get all that done, I can blow it apart, sandblast it, you know, do the metal finishing and make the chassis look good. It'll look as nice as the intake and the valve covers.
Nice.
It'll be shiny.
Stuff will start moving probably pretty good because you're getting all the hard geometry, the hard part of the engineering part of it, I guess you could call it.
I mean, when it's balanced that well, of course I couldn't lift it from down here, but you know, I'm not even worried about it falling on me.
Yeah, so cool deal. So anyways, back to dirt bikes and things. So lots of stuff is like actually not broken right now, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I'll even get the little Honda 70s running just because I want everything running.
That's the thing, we are getting our stable where it runs, even the coffin car.
Yeah, that's it. We've never had everything.
This is the most stuff running at once, I think, ever. And then here is your dirt bike that you got like...
Yeah, so what I do, we got that brand new in 2002.
Yeah.
Your mom surprised me with it for my birthday because she
knew I wanted one. I remember going to get it. Had a big red bow on it.
And unfortunately, that was exactly the same time our business was just going crazy, so it got ridden very little.
As you can tell, it's pretty much new.
It's literally new. I mean, there's a few
the stickers, like, there's new stickers coming for it. They all do that, but literally brand new. And some of the scrapes happened rather recently, relatively, when it took a dive down the...
What, we rode it like 4 or 5 years ago, and it died on me on a slate hill, and it's pretty steep, and I'm just idling, and it just went boom like that. It died, and it's like, uh-oh, I can't put my feet down. So I fell, I put my arm out, and I was purple from here to here. I mean, like beet purple. And I never could get it started, so it sat over there in a welding shop.
Literally sat over there for like that whole time.
Literally 4 or 5 years, and I got it out. And I think what happened on that ride was the carburetor was dirty because it had sat so many years. I took the carburetor off, and it runs now. It runs really good. It runs like it always did.
Yeah.
It's still hard to start, but...
It's just a hard to start bike. But when that all happened, we were like watching him, like the rest of us were sitting back, and he was like going up and down all these hills. And then the bike went, like, you see it stall, and you hear it stall, and then you see him just, like, falling, and then it was, like, flat, like, face first, just slide down the hill. We're like, what do we do? No one knew what to do.
My arm was bloody. I have to, every time we go ride, I have to rebuild all the bikes. All the carburetors are always plugged up. So I had one of them in here, I don't remember which one, right here on some kind of a stand, some rigged stand, probably a jack. I think it was a floor jack. And I'm taking a wheel off that had a flat, and I don't even remember. Something happened, and
he went to catch it.
I think the jackhammer will come back and whack me right between.
I think the peg on the bike hit you on the face.
Something hit me right in the face, so I had blood pouring down my face. Then we finally get out there and ride, and I'm worn out because I have to rebuild 3 motorcycles, and then that thing just conked like that on the side of the hill. It just quit, and it never ran since.
Yeah.
But, you know, I fall down, so I had blood, you know, shales or slate is sharp.
There.
Arm is purple.
No joke. He looked like he'd been in a really bad fight that he'd lost. It was bad, but he got on the bike and rode it back with his broken arm.
Rode back. I rode it back, and I think my arm was broke.
Yeah, it was really bad.
I didn't go to the doctor, so.
No, it's finally healed after a while.
It was my elbow, actually. I think something broke in my elbow. It's still got a fat knot, but it never hurts, so.
We're going to leave it.
I cut the doctors out of a few $1,000 bucks.
Probably more than that. So, anyways, his bike's ready. 3-wheeler's ready. We're not going to ride that this weekend. Yeah. Should be good go.
Gonna go dirt biking again.
So that is it for this video. Sorry there wasn't a lot of, like, action. That's what we want to call it. Not much got on in this video. A lot of storytelling and a lot of explaining of what we're getting ready to do was going on. But I kind of took the week off, kind of winding down from Florida, getting ready for what's coming. So with Thanksgiving coming up and all of that, I'm hesitant to start a big project just because of the time. But I think next week I might do some work on my 2011 Camaro. And then after that, like once we get past some of the hecticness with that, start getting back into bigger projects like getting onto the Nova and some different things like that. So stay tuned. I promise there'll be more coming. I'm going to do a riding video, I think, if I get enough footage from this weekend. But thank you guys for watching. And as always, be happy, go fast, and stay pretty. I will see you guys next time.